Clutter is not a cleaning problem, it's an energy problem. And energy problems, they don't get solved by working harder. If you have ever felt tired, even before your day has started, before you've done anything, before you talk to anyone, even before you checked your phone or got in your computer, this video is for you. In this video, I share the energetic effects of clutter and how to clear this energy so you can begin to create space and clarity in your life. Clutter can affect our nervous, emotional, and energetic system without us realizing it. Most people think that they're exhausted because they're doing way too much. But there is another kind of exhaustion that happens in the background before we do anything. One of the biggest contributors to that kind of exhaustion is clutter. Not just physical clutter, but energetic clutter. And clutter is not just being messy or about lacking discipline or motivation. From an energetic perspective, clutter is an ongoing demand. What does this mean? Anything that we have left unfinished continues to ask something from us, even when we're not consciously aware of it. This is a subtle, constant energy pull. But just because it's subtle doesn't mean it's harmless. This is when you can sit down to rest or lie down to go take a nap, but still feel tired because your body and your nervous system still responding to all of that. Energetically speaking, energy follows attention. Whatever we give our attention, we give some of our life force. Yes, you're right. He agrees. It's okay. Whatever we give our attention receives some of our life force. These include physical objects, unfinished projects, unmade decisions, or things that are left unresolved. Even if we're not actively thinking about them, they're still active in the back of our mind. Imagine having many tabs open in your browser and nothing crashes immediately. But everything begins to be sluggish, everything runs just slower. I actually experienced this recently. I love having tabs open, the tabs that I use all the time, just go to the tab and just have them open. And then I discovered this amazing thing, group tabs. And so I had like 10 or 20 group tabs with like 10 or 20 tabs inside of each one of them. And my computer began to run so slow, like I couldn't even have my browser open and another app at the same time. It was just unmanageable. Until I realized that I could close the tabs or the group tabs and then just go back to them, open the group whenever I needed it. So that really helped. But imagine that every task left unfinished is an open tab left open in your browser until you have all these micro tasks. Just imagine every micro task that's left undone as an open tab left in your browser, pulling energy from you. Our nervous system does the same thing. Each small thing we left unfinished, it's like keeping a tab open until we end up with hundreds of them and we can't function properly. Our nervous system is constantly scanning, not just for danger, but for unresolved signals. Clutter registers as incomplete information, and this keeps our nervous system in a mild state of alertness. Not panic, not anxiety, but more like a fight or flight readiness state. That constant alertness uses up our energy bit by bit. And over time, that state of being can lead to exhaustion. We just crash like the browser that just crashed with 1,000 tabs open. And that's why resting sometimes doesn't fully restore our energy. because our nervous system has not fully settled. Physical clutter is the easiest place to notice this. A pile of books on the counter, a box by the door, a sweatshirt on the couch, shoes everywhere, each one quietly saying, "Deal with me now." Every time you see it, every time you walk by, it's just there pulling off your attention subconsciously. Even if we're not aware of it, our nervous system is constantly tracking. Now, this is not about being neat, it's more about completing things. Because something that is out of place will continue to pull off our energy. Mental and emotional clutter drains our energy even more. This is very interesting because I remember when I was in my 20s and I began to notice the relationship of my state of mind with the clutter around me. And if I was struggling, and confusion and emotional stress will often manifest in a clutter environment, in a clutter space. It was very easy to identify what was going on inside just by looking at my surroundings. I was like, oh, I'm out of whack. Yes. So mental clutter can include unresolved decisions, replaying conversations in our head, and the things you keep meaning to address but haven't yet. Emotional clutter can include unexpressed feelings, situations you're tolerating, or obligations that are no longer aligned with who you are, things that you have outgrown. Our emotional system holds these an energetic open loops. An open loop is incomplete. It's an energetic incomplete. And the body doesn't distinguish between a messy room or an unresolved emotional experience. They both keep the nervous system engaged. And that is why clarity work and gentle reflection can help restore energy effectively. We work with this inside my community by learning how to close energetic loops through self-awareness. Many people feel overwhelmed by clutter and assume that there is something wrong with them. This is not necessarily true. It is the nervous system associating clutter with micro decisions. We make hundreds of choices and decisions throughout our day, every day. From the most minute things, from the smallest things, but depending on our state of being, this can feel like too much input, too many choices, too much demand. That's why when someone just casually asks us for something, sometimes we're like resistant and we just can't. It becomes very overwhelming because we are already mentally and emotionally busy and we just don't have the space available. So our avoidance is not laziness, it is simply self-preservation. Once we understand this, we can approach clutter differently. Now, energy returns when something is completed. The energy that we give to something returns to us when it's concluded. And completing something doesn't mean perfection, it just means closure, energetically speaking. And completion can look like finishing, releasing, choosing not to keep something, or consciously pausing and naming the pause. One completed loop can help restore more energy than reorganizing everything mindlessly without achieving closure. This is a core principle that we work with inside my community because it supports clarity and self-trust and it helps open us to flow. We don't need to declutter everything at once. We can begin with one small thing and just pause and ask, what is this asking of me? And listen. You will hear a clear response. For example, there's a pile of papers on your desk. Not a big pile, but just enough for you to notice it. Instead of telling yourself, I need to get to that, I need to organize that, just pause and ask, what is it asking of me? You might notice that it's asking you to decide whether these papers matter or if they can be released. Respond clearly, and then take 2 minutes to either file away what's important, recycle the rest, or set aside for a specific time later, and name the pause. So you're concluding and closing that open energy loop by saying, Tuesday at 1 o'clock, I will take care of this. And then you can put it in your calendar and forget about it. It's off your energy field. You freed yourself from it. Because once a decision is made, the nervous system can relax. Because the question has been answered and nothing else is needed at this moment. Another example is a sweatshirt left on the back of the chair or on the couch. And every time you walk by, it's just there saying, deal with me, deal with me. Your body notices every time taking bits and pieces of your energy. This also applies to vitamin bottles left on the counter, just as a reminder for you to take them later. Every time you walk by, it's like, I'm finished, I'm done, deal with me. Pause for a moment and ask, what is this asking of me? It's asking for you to put it away. And when you do that small thing, your energy returns because it's concluded. You've closed that open energy loop. And your energy returns not because you've cleaned it. It returns because you have concluded, because you have closed that open energy loop, allowing for space, in this case physical space, that creates mental clarity and can help calm the nervous system. And this calm allows the energy to return. Clutter doesn't just sit quietly. All those little things could seem like a very small, minute thing, but it's like having all those browser tabs open and leaving them open all the time. Not a good outcome, believe me. It's not a good outcome. Small choices can help us close open loops and restore our energy. Create space, because clutter doesn't just sit in the background. It keeps communicating in subtle ways. And when the space around us stops asking of our energy, we can begin to relax. Our nervous system can settle and rest. And when our system rests, clarity returns. And clarity creates space. And space allows for creativity, inspiration, and abundance to flow. I invite you today to notice one thing that's quietly pulling your energy away and close that open energy loop. Share with me in the comments. If you like my topics, I invite you to follow me. And if you like this video, perhaps you'd like to watch this one next. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next one.